It's our girl Taylor Swift's birthday, but she's wasting no time on your basic birthday shenanigans. She's speaking out against toxic male privilege, and that's why we love her. What's up, y'all? It's Emil Ennis Jr. here with Clever News, and Taylor Swift was just honored with Billboard's Women of the Decade Award, and her speech was jam-packed with tidbits about her career, names of other female artists that she loves, and of course, she gets into the Scooter Braun of it all. But I can't get into the speech until we properly wish Taylor a very happy birthday. We love her so much here at Clever, and we are just happy she's getting the recognition she deserves, like this Women of the Decade honor from Billboard. So last night at the Billboard Women in Music event, Jamila Jamil presented Taylor with the award, and these two are the feminist duo I didn't even know I needed. Anyway, Taylor starts her speech off by talking about the early days of her career. She said, quote, "So what does it mean to be the woman of the decade? Well, it means I've seen a lot. When this decade began, I was 20 years old. I had put out my self-titled debut album when I was 16, and the album that would become my breakthrough album, which was called Fearless." She continued on and explained that even early on in her career, she noticed she was sometimes treated differently because she was a woman. And Taylor talked about how she used this sort of criticism of her and her work to fuel her art.
As a female in this industry, some people will always have slight reservations about you. Whether you deserve to be there, whether your male producer or co-writer is the reason for your success, or whether it was a savvy record label. It wasn't.
She revealed that, quote, "I saw that people love to explain away a woman's success in the music industry, and I saw something in me change due to this realization. This was a decade when I became a mirror for my detractors. Whatever they decided I couldn't do is exactly what I did. Whatever they criticized about me became material for musical satire or inspirational anthems. The best lyrical examples I can think of are songs like Mean, Shake It Off, and Blank Space." And those are some of her best songs. I couldn't agree more, but Taylor also explained that while it fueled her work, she entered an endless cycle of accommodating and overcorrecting to appease her critics, which led her to talking about how she isn't the only woman who has done this in the industry. Taylor said, quote, "In the last 10 years, I have watched as women in this industry are criticized and measured up to each other and picked at for their bodies, their romantic lives, their fashion." But Taylor goes on to discuss some of the women she loves and respects in the industry, and the list was full of absolute gems like Lana Del Rey, who she goes into great detail about. Taylor talked about how Lana was criticized greatly during the early stages of her career, but then slowly turned into one of the most influential artists in pop. Taylor also talked about some of her other favorite female artists like Lizzo, Halsey, Billie Eilish, Camila Cabello, Hailey Kiyoko, Rosalia, Megan Thee Stallion, and more. And she acknowledged the strides her female peers have made within the industry, further questioning, so why are we doing so well? Because we have to grow fast. We have to work this hard. We have to prove that we deserve this. Which brings us to Scooter Braun. Taylor starts off by saying, quote, "As a resident loud person, I feel the need to bring it up. That is the unregulated world of private equity coming in and buying up our music as if it is real estate, as if it's an app or a shoe line. This just happened to me without my approval, consultation, or consent." Taylor explains to the audience her side of the Scooter Braun, Big Machine label, Scott Borchetta drama, which, if you don't know the tea there, we've broken it down in many of our videos. I'll link one of them right here somewhere because I'm not going to get into all that right now. But Taylor did go on to explain that, quote, "Of course, Scooter never contacted me or my team to discuss it prior to the sale, or even when it was announced. I'm fairly certain he knew how I would feel about it though." Though that is different than what Scooter has claimed, this was Taylor's side of the story and her moment. She also said that the fact that people are still supporting Scooter, the definition of toxic male privilege.
The definition of the toxic male privilege in our industry is people saying, "But he's always been nice to me," when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their rights to own their music.
She continued on and said, quote, "Of course he's nice to you. If you're in this room, you have something he needs." Some fans think that Taylor could have been shading Demi Lovato in that moment, who famously inserted herself by defending Scooter during the height of all the drama. Demi took to her IG stories to defend Scooter at the time. And now fans are taking to Twitter to point out that Taylor may have been referring to Demi. One person said, quote, "You can just tell Taylor Swift cannot stand that Demi Lovato." And another shared this clip and wrote, quote, "Taylor Swift towards Demi Lovato during her speech." But overall, the responses to Taylor's speech have been positive for the most part. Fans are flooding the comment section of Billboard's YouTube video of her speech with love and support for our girl Tay. One fan wrote, quote, "I started this decade becoming a huge fan of Taylor, and here I am 10 years later and have not stopped loving her." Another said, "Taylor wins Women of the Decade. Also, Taylor continues to shout out other female artists." And another said, she's the most mature, intelligent, and smart businesswoman I can think of. Taylor literally dragged Scooter as I expected she would, but also mentioned female artists she thought were talented. I screamed when Taylor named Rosalia and Billy. She's the man. And we love all the love. Taylor has had quite the year, and we are just here to celebrate all of her accomplishments and success. And congrats again on winning Billboard's Woman of the Decade award. But I want to know what you guys think. Did you catch Taylor's entire speech? And what did you think about what she said about Scooter? And did she shout out your favorite female artist? I nearly screamed in the office when she said Billie Eilish, you guys. But let me know down in the comment section below. If you want to make sure you see all of our celeb news coverage, click that subscribe button and click that bell, but also click right over here and you can watch another brand new story right now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on Clever Guys. I'm Emil Ennis Jr. and I hope you have a fantastic day.